DJ D Wiz.
I am the one and only DJ Key Product.
I'm Pink.
And welcome to another installment of the Hittas on the basement right now. Let's go ahead and clap it up right
Yes,
now.
sir.
Yeah, we got a special guest in the building tonight.
He's all the way from Mars.
Yes, sir. Something like that.
How long was the flight?
Man, it took a minute, but when you're trying to get up that high, it takes some time,
I'm telling you.
Yeah. For sure.
Tell the people who you are.
Man, this is WAN00 the Great, man. The lyricist. I'm from West Side of Chicago.
Okay.
And I do my best to give y'all the best music at all times. And like I say, I go by Juan and I always try to keep it 100 with y'all.
Alright, cool.
I am
290, huh?
I am
Yes,
right,
sir.
290.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the 290 folks. But I am looking forward to this interview because you got 100 in your name.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep it a buck.
Hey, that's what you got to do, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Since you're so excited.
Alright, so we're gonna kick it off like this. 100.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, so look. Did anybody tell you look like Ross?
Man, hey, when I was in college, I have heard that.
Yeah.
Especially, I used to be a little chubbier, so especially
Okay.
when I was chubby, I definitely heard that.
Yeah.
But when I was in college,
Oh, you stupid.
you do it all too.
You stupid.
When I was in college, I didn't have any hair, and my beard was kind of coming in. People used to make like Kendrick Perkins. I had like my whole college calling me KP for like the first semester of school.
Man,
I see that too.
For sure.
I see that too. Huh.
Yeah.
Nah, but is Ross like one of your influences, or who is like your influence?
Man, I think I have a lot of different influences in different ways. I think my goal is to just take bits and pieces out of everybody's thing and try to figure out how I can apply it to myself.
No doubt.
So as far as Ross goes, the way he's an entrepreneur and took his money, you know, from being just rap money and took it into something very different, and then is trying to teach other, you know, black men to do the same thing. I think that's amazing. So in that aspect, I definitely look up to him and take that from him for sure.
What's up. I like that, man.
For sure.
I told you before the interview started, I like you already.
Yes, sir.
You going places.
Hey, trying to, brother. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Man, so 100.
Yes, sir.
Man, I like that, 100. So, tell me what it was like growing up on the west side of Chicago.
Man, I can honestly say my situation probably wasn't like most people's situation during my time of growing up. You feel me? I lived in a 2-parent household. My parents was always married my whole life.
Yeah, same here.
My pops is like well known in my area of my neighborhood for being a coach. He like coached everybody and their mama in my neighborhood.
Okay.
So like everybody just called me Lil Rube in my neighborhood and just know me strictly off of my pops and what he did for my neighborhood. So for me, growing up was, you know, great in my neighborhood. I, you know, played a bunch of sports. He kept me and my little brother busy. My brother played college sports. He kept my sister in the books. She a teacher now. So you know, that's just kind of how it was growing up for me. But definitely, I had my friends and stuff that went through hard times, and I was able to visualize that and, you know, see it myself. And and you know, hard work is definitely just pretty much what I talk about in my music, and I definitely get that from where I grow up. I love getting up in the morning. I remember I used to take the bus. And getting up every morning on the bus, and you see everybody getting up at the same time, going to work, trying to figure out how to get money in some way, and that's the epitome of the West Side, and I love that. It's beautiful.
That hustle.
Y'all very hospitable too on the West Side.
Oh yeah.
And people talk like we not, but it's a fact. I appreciate you saying that on the radio.
Y'all lie, man.
I appreciate that. Hey, for everybody from the West Side, y'all heard it here. You feel me?
Yeah, Jay-Way said it.
Yes, sir.
Jay-Way said it.
Yeah, they will speak to you on the West Side.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Like walking past, you know.
Absolutely.
For sure. Everybody's smooth. It ain't too crazy.
Yeah. Straight like that.
So, of your journey of being an artist, what would you say is the most challenging that you had to get over?
Man, to be honest, my journey been kind of short, relative to other people's. I started putting out music about August last year, so I've been, you know, really active for a year.
Okay.
I think in that time, what I think I've seen as the biggest obstacle is just people around you being as consistent and wanting to work as hard towards the dream that you set forward as you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might want to, you know, get in the studio and you can't get in the studio, or you might want to get to a photographer and you can't, or a videographer and you can't, or, you know, these different little things that you know, that hinder you, and then sometimes even your own laziness. I think I run into that sometimes too. My own laziness sometimes might get in my way.
Yeah.
And that my version of laziness might be different from everybody else's version of laziness, but for me, I feel like sometimes that definitely happens. But just people just taking you as seriously as you take yourself and your dream and goals for yourself, I think is the hardest obstacle so far.
Absolutely.
Okay. So before we get to this first song,
For sure.
I gotta ask this question. So one thing that you can say has been improved with you being an artist, what would you say that one thing is?
Yo, me and my bro Mojo, I got a lot of music with him too. One of the songs we're gonna play today is with my homie Mojo. He always tell me, yeah, that's the bro.
Shout out Mojo.
Yes, sir. Every song I make, you can hear my flow improving.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest improvement for me so far. If you go back and listen to The Go or Same Thing, even though Same Thing still fire to me, that's one of the songs we're gonna play too. But if you go back and listen to those songs, and listen to my flow on those, listen to the more recent music and the music that I got coming very, very soon, like you can see the improvement in my flow and that I've been putting in the work on my craft in that way. And I guess also like, you know, my marketing schemes and the way I've been trying to put myself out there and let everybody know I'm doing music and making this.
Okay, let's go ahead and get to this first song. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Since you said the song with Mojo, we're gonna have to play the song.
Play that?
with
Yeah.
The song with Mojo.
That's actually my most recent single. That's the one I've been pushing the most lately. Me and my bro Mojo, and it's called I'm the Man. It's about, you know, recognizing who you are in yourself, recognizing your talents, taking them to the next level, and using them to get where you want to be in life.
That's what's up.
All right, cool.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Mojo Jojo.
Yes, sir.
100.
Yes, sir.
I'm the Man, featuring Mojo. Let's get to it.
Check it out.
Yes,
All
sir.
streaming platforms.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Hey.
Yeah.
Say Juan.
Turn it up. Turn it
Mojo.
Real
up.
smooth cat, man.
Hey, y'all appreciate that,
Real
brother.
talk.
I
Real
aspire to
smooth
be.
cat.
I appreciate it.
Real talk.
Smooth joint right there.
I'm the
Smooth
Man,
joint.
huh?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm the
indeed.
man.
Yes, indeed.
Man, so I feel like it speaks for itself, but I still gotta ask, what made you come up with that song?
Man, as a matter of fact, me and Mojo spent some time in the studio like during the pandemic where it was just me and him locked in going like every other day. So we made a bunch of songs in that time, from Getting High to I'm the Man, So Close, that's on my last project, 4 for 4.
Okay.
A few songs, Juice, that he
that's
put
cool.
out. So we got a bunch of songs that we made in that time. During that time, I came up with Tell Me Who Ballin' Like This with just a flick of the wrist. And my bro always does amazingly with melodies. So he put the melody behind it, and we just started like vibing in the studio back and forth with it, and it just went from there. So yeah, it was just like one of those spur of the moment kind of songs that just happened. And then we left the studio with just the hook. We wrote our verses, came back the next day, recorded our verses, and yeah, that's I'm the Man.
Man, all right, cool.
For sure.
Cool. Man, so when you're marketing music, what's your marketing plan? Like, how do you gauge the audience with new music?
For sure. That's actually something I'm still working on and trying to figure out myself, to be honest. But like what I've been doing so far is just like trying to put myself in as many spaces as possible.
That's what's up.
So back during Rolling Loud, me and my bro Mojo, we got cards made.
Okay.
Low key, I'm out of cards.
Okay.
I wish I had something to get y'all today, but I just ordered some so I can have more, and I'll get y'all some for sure.
Cool.
Okay.
But these cards I got made, it's just my picture on the front, say that I'm a rapper, singer, songwriter. On the back, it's a QR code.
Yeah.
You scan the QR code, it'll take you right to my link tree, give you all my music, social media, all of that.
Okay.
So just like little things like that where I try to like market myself. I got some plans for next year that I think are gonna be really dope. So I just try to figure out new ways to attract people's attention, ways to be unique. Because it's hard to do something different, you know, at this point in time. But just try to find my own niche in what people have already done, like I had said earlier, and find out how to make it me and see how it works for my project, you know?
That's what's up.
Okay. So is there like a certain target audience that you're looking to target, or a certain group of consumers? Or?
For sure. Initially it wasn't. I just like included every city I could think of, and you just threw the net out far. I think lately, and especially with this new music that I got coming out, I think I want to really target the Midwest, target Chicago. I think that that's the people that's going to really be able to relate to what I talk about the most. So I think that's what my goal is now, is to target, you know, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Wisconsin, you know, Minnesota.
just the Midwest.
The Midwest, just, you know, hit that real heavy and, you know, go from there.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Listen, why we gonna get off music, okay?
For sure.
We gonna talk.
Sure.
Hey, you got a girlfriend?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. You got some sneaky links?
I'm single as the last Pringle in the can, my brother. You feel me?
Okay. Well, you got somebody you talking to or associating with?
You know, I'm enjoying myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm enjoying being in my 20s. You feel me?
Okay.
And I think that a part of figuring out what you want in a relationship and who you want to be with is figuring out who you are. And I think these last couple years has definitely been that process for me and figuring out who I am. I spent some time in a relationship when I was young that was amazing, but I feel like I think we both need time to like figure out who we are. Okay. And I think that's what's happening right now. I don't think I'm even considering a relationship or talking to nobody. I am dating, but I think that the most important thing for me right now is like my goals. And the things I'm trying to put my hands into, and everything else will fall as it may.
So I was going to ask you, like, how important is understanding in a relationship?
Understanding is everything. Understanding, trust. I think what's most important to me is like respect and reciprocity. In any relationship, you know, whether that's like friendships or, you know, me and my brother, my mom, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Respect and reciprocity are always of the utmost importance for me.
Yes.
So I think that's first and foremost, but understanding as well, like, you have to understand the other person's goals and what they want to do with life, and if you want to be with them, you have to be able to, you know, work with what that come with. So, I think that's very, very important, especially as an artist like I am, you know.
Absolutely, that is very important. You got your head on straight, man.
I'm trying to, man.
Got your head on straight.
Trying to.
What's up?
Man,
Yes,
so
sir.
you said that you had your own podcast.
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
I had a podcast called Black Millennials Podcast. Actually, shout out Naquisha.
Shout out LaQuisha.
Naquisha, she's the goat. Yeah, she the goat on me. But we had a podcast. I was trying to start one. This was like 2015, 2016. It's a while ago. And we were trying to start one. And we had a mutual friend who kind of got us in touch. She was trying to do the same thing. Yeah. We got together. You can actually look up the Instagram right now and you'll still find it. But it's called the Black Millennials Podcast.
Okay.
We got some episodes that's out there in the internet universe somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that just came about as us just trying to, you know, voice ourselves and give artists a platform. Right. I was kind of like dabbling in making music, and I wanted to find a space that I can, you know, put my music out there. And she wanted a space where she can be able to talk on the radio, and I think we just came together and did it. And the episode sounded good, you know, so, you know, check that out if y'all have it, Black Millennials Podcast.
Okay.
Black Millennials.
Listen, y'all heard them. Go check it out.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
Run them numbers up.
Yes, sir.
And so, before we get to this next song, I gotta ask, with doing podcasts, what would you say would be the first hurdle that you had to get over? I'm gonna say these options. Would you say finding a topic, or actually moving your name around?
Between those two, I think finding a topic. I'm one of those people that believe if you continue to put good things out there, everything that you're looking for come with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's kind of how I move with my music as well. Like I feel like if I keep making good music, keep putting in all of the legwork, you know, I think that it'll come together. Yeah. I think that's the most important thing is, you know, finding the topic and finding what you're gonna talk about and what your podcast is gonna be about, and then moving forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Let's go ahead and get to this next song right here.
Yes, sir.
No questions.
Oh, can I give us a little spiel before we drop it?
Please do.
Man, No Questions is on my last EP, 4 for 4.
Okay. Shout out Wendy's.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That project is really, if you see the cover art, is a picture of me guarding myself. Shout out to homie Zach. He shot that. But I'm playing basketball and I'm guarding myself. And that project is really about overcoming the obstacles that you set on yourself. Like, I always made music, but I was like, nah, I don't think it's good enough to put out. Or, no,
like
this got to be that.
Your own worst critic.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's a lot of people's problem. And that's really what 4 for 4 is about. This song, No Questions, is the last song on the project. And it's really about me knowing without a shadow of a doubt what my goals are. And that I can accomplish them if I really put my mind to it and put the work behind it. So yeah, No Questions. And I'm doing a little singing on this too, so yeah, vibe with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We got Barry White in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
White.
I don't know about all that. He a goat, but you know, hey, I try to be.
Man.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. No questions. 100 up in the
Let me check this
100.
out. Yes, sir. Because I love how you transition from
Yeah, that was cool.
No
that was
question
cool.
to round of applause.
Yeah.
And we ain't talking about a hand clap.
Yeah.
Love it.
Turn the vibe up real quick.
Real spiel.
Yeah.
Like always. But, man.
Love it.
Bro, if y'all just tuning in, it's the basement with the bros. The rest of the crew is on vacation.
Yeah, they
Sounds
somewhere.
nice.
They
Man.
somewhere.
In Dubai.
No, they somewhere. We don't know where the hell they at.
Try and be like them when I grow up.
Man.
Shoot, must be nice.
But we in the building with 100.
Yes, sir.
Man, so with your songs right now, how would you say your working process is? And what I mean by that, like, with coming up with ideas for the next hit.
I think that for me, I don't even really think about like what the song is gonna be. I get the beat first.
Yeah.
See how it makes me feel and what I feel like should be talked about on that beat. And then I just try to do my best to do it justice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
It's a lot of artists that like write their songs first and then get a beat later.
Yeah.
I don't got that in my bag. I wish I did. That sounds nice. But yeah, for me, I just see how the beat make me feel and go from there. Like like the No Question song we just played.
Yeah.
No Questions, when I heard that beat, made me feel like it was kind of like a feel-good song. Like it was kind of, but triumphant in matter. Like it was something that makes you want to get up and go be the best version of yourself and be happy about it.
That's the feeling I got too, man.
And I tried to accompany that with the same kind of lyrics and talk about how that song that sound made me feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Cool.
Okay.
Man. So, man. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Let's do it. Man, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Man, so the last song, what was the inspiration behind it?
For No Questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, it was just like just trying to, when I heard the beat, I wanted to, give the listeners the best version of me saying I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna work hard without a doubt. And I
That's
think
a positive thing. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
So I thought in doing that, I thought that a good way to do that is like kind of amp myself up, and that's kind of what No Questions is. It's like, man, you gonna be this regardless. It's no question, no doubt about it. You just gotta put in the work behind it, and that's kind of the motivation behind that song is just making sure you put in the work behind the dreams you set for yourself.
Okay.
So I got two questions for you.
I'm
The
with it.
first one is this one. Have you ever thought about public speaking?
Yo, hey, I keep talking about my bro Mojo because that's my homie. I be with him a lot. He tell me all the time, bro, you need to get on live every day and talk about something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think me and all my siblings are like that.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my pops used to like force us to go like speak in front of people. Like,
Okay.
You used to force y'all to speak in front of people?
yeah, bro. Like order your own food at the restaurant and you sit.
Oh, okay. Stuff like
Like,
that.
Oh,
yeah,
you 6?
Yeah, or like,
Well, we kind of did.
We
stuff
did
like
that too, but not
Yeah.
at 6.
When I was-
maybe 8.
I played football when I was a kid. Like I said, my pops is my coach. And when you play Pop Warner football, I don't know if y'all went through this, but you have to go through this little weigh-in process. You go stand on the scale, they look at your badge, say your name.
Yeah.
My pops used to be like, man, when they say your name, step on that scale, you look them in their eye, you shake their hand, and you tell them your name. Like since I was a kid, like me and my brothers. And if I didn't do it, you got to go back and
You gotta do it.
do it the right way.
yeah.
But I think all of those lessons just taught me, how to speak well and how to, give respect and reciprocate, from other people so they can give me that same respect back. And I think those lessons were definitely important.
One more is, so I was talking to a special young lady today, and we were talking about therapy. How important is therapy in the black community?
Man, I think it's very, very important. Not to get like too touchy, you know what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
But my dad passed away, and I think
My
that
condolences.
Yeah,
hey,
condolences.
I appreciate that. He passed away when I was 19.
Okay.
And I think that was something that definitely helped me for sure to get through that time. I tell my friends all the time, like, having somebody that you can talk to that's completely away from your situation, they have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
You don't really care about their opinion about you. You're not worried about them being disappointed. That you can really just speak to and get some stuff off your chest. Because I think that a lot of times, us as black people, given the experience that we've had in America, we're so accustomed to just throwing stuff on our shoulders and keeping it moving.
Especially us men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was my next point. And as men, I think that I think all of us, black men and women, throw stuff on our shoulders and move with it. But I think as men, society doesn't provide a space for us to talk about what we putting on our shoulders.
Like your emotions and everything, your feelings and stuff.
Exactly. I heard some crazy stuff today about men are more likely to commit suicide than women.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
When a strong man tells you he's tired, listen to him.
Yeah.
He's tired.
Yeah, people got stuff going on, and I think a lot of times as black men,
Yes.
especially given the way that I know I grew up with my pops, given the way that I was conditioned by like the men in my life, man, you got to be tough, you got to be strong, you got to stand up for yourself and not let people see you down.
Yeah.
And not that they was telling me to avoid my emotions, but more so teaching me how to protect myself in the world that we live in.
Exactly.
But in that you learn to just keep stuff in, and I think therapy is a good way to help you get that off your chest.
Get that out, man. You got to.
For sure.
Man, so I want to stick to that topic right now. So
Yes, sir.
Would you say men need to end up having an outlet where it's just other men talking about this and on a public, platform?
Yeah, that's kind of why I like the I Am Athlete podcast. I don't know if y'all ever seen that.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Yeah, I like all of that. I think that.
With Brandon Marshall.
Brandon Marshall.
Yeah.
Ocho Cinco. I think that's very, very important to talk about. I think that we as all black people, especially people who grew up in rough neighborhoods growing up, have experienced some form of trauma. That we kind of took in and was just like, oh, that's normal. But it's not, and I think that we've conditioned ourselves to think and move in a certain way because of that, especially being from Chicago.
Absolutely.
So I think that's very important. I think that we do need an outlet, and not only an outlet for people to speak about what they have on their chest, but an outlet to tell people that therapy is okay. That it's okay to go talk to somebody. It's okay. It's okay to be emotional and vulnerable as a man, and that's all okay. And I think it needs a space for black men and men in general to just understand that that's okay and be able to do that for themselves.
And just to have somebody to listen to you, man. Like, if I'm saying something, just listen.
Yeah.
I don't need all that extra.
For sure.
Just listen.
A lot of times I say, people ask me how I'm doing. I say I'm good. I can't complain. Anybody trying to hear that? Like, you feel me? Ain't nobody trying to hear what you got going on. But yeah, if people trying to get it off their chest, listen to them. Because my mom always say, you never know what you being a listening ear can do for somebody's life.
It does a lot for people just to sit there and listen to them. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Man, so before we get to this next song, I don't know if you heard, but the artist Meek Mill.
Oh yeah.
Backlash. Over one of his
tour
albums,
bus.
His album.
And it's on his tour bus.
His album cover. And I don't know if you saw his album cover, but it's on his tour bus.
Yep.
He been getting a lot of backlash over it. I just want to know, do you feel like it was appropriate for him to put his album cover on his tour bus? Because it's real raunchy.
It is. Especially you driving around the country with that. I think that we all as artists need to be aware of the perception that we give out to people in general. I think that you also have to be aware of how people might receive what you're putting out as well.
Definitely.
I don't think that we always consider that.
Absolutely.
My manager and homie Randolph always get on me about that. Like, yo, I know you like to post your Instagram story, bro, but let's try to keep it towards music because that's what we're here for. And that's very important. You know what I'm saying? So I think that yes, that's definitely important. And as far as that situation with Meek Mill, I think that we all, as black people in our culture, not only with Meek Mill, but just in general, need to understand the images we've been putting out. Yeah. And if we're gonna point them out, we gotta always point them out. Like, we gotta set a standard, what the standard is. Definitely. And then stick to it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think we have a standard.
We don't, and that's the problem. And that's why people always get canceled, because what's okay for you is not okay for the next person. Like, I'm gonna give you an example, not to go too crazy, but like
go ahead.
Dave Chappelle's situation. If that was any other comedian other than Dave Chappelle, he would get canceled and pulled. Yeah. So are we picking and choosing? You know what I'm saying? Not that I would say he should get canceled and pulled. Not that I would say he shouldn't.
I don't think he should. He was just speaking his mind.
And it should be a safe space for comedians.
Man,
like,
these days, you can't really do that though. Like,
let's go ahead and get to this next song before we get to this Dave Chappelle.
Let's get back to that. I want to speak on that.
Yeah, let's get back to that. Let's get back
to that. More time about him talking about this.
Okay.
So we got this song right here called "Same Thing."
Yeah, with the homie. The homie Montiello, man, this song was one of the first songs I put out. It's produced by my other bro. But LO always show me love. Anytime we perform, you get on my IG and see us perform it, it's always crazy. We always turn up, and that's low-key my favorite person to perform with.
Right.
Her energy is crazy, and she's a great artist. Check her out, Montiello.
Okay.
On social media. Hey, shout out LO. It's all love, G.
All right,
let's get into it.
Get to it.
Same thing. 100.
Straight up.
Yellow.
Man.
That is
Same
right
thing.
there. Same thing.
Yes, sir.
Same thing.
Dog it.
Gotta remind them, man, no matter how hard you working, I know we all got the same goals, but we just ain't the same
We
thing.
ain't the same.
You know?
Yeah, we're not the same
Dang.
person.
It's levels to this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everybody's circumstances is different too.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, gummit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back to this Dave Chappelle thing.
Yeah.
Yes, sir,
back
I'm
to
with it.
Dave
Let's get to
Chappelle
it.
stuff.
Get to this.
Hey, so yeah, you was talking about we live in a highly sensitive society.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's sensitive.
Which is true, and I'm quite frankly sick of it. I want to be able to speak my mind the way I want to.
I'm gonna speak my mind.
I think it's a twofold.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a twofold thing. I think it's great, but I also think that like I said, it has to be a standard set. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think it's great because if you really think about it, this is something that we as black people kind of set in 2019, 2020 with, you know, the George Floyd stuff going on and us deciding like, yeah, no, that's it. We're not going to keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be persistent. So we started cancel culture, which has been beneficial. It has been great. But at the same time,
Has it really been beneficial?
it has.
Well,
But-
that's 50-50. That's 50-50.
But this the thing, bro. You can't take something and only want the good that come with it. You know what I'm saying? Everything come with both, good and bad.
True.
I think that what we need to understand now as artists and as individuals in general, what's the standard and how we should move. I think that I kind of live on the do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. You know what I'm saying? Standard. So anything that I feel like I'm not a part of, I keep my mouth closed. And if I feel like I have the right to have an opinion about it, I might say my opinion, depending on what it is. But my pops used to always tell me when I was a kid, opinions are like booty holes, everybody got them. So, you know.
Oh, straight up.
So, you know what I'm saying?
It's true.
That's just how it goes.
I'm with that. I'm more of the stand your ground type of dude. I'm going to stand on what I'm standing on. If I feel I'm right, I'm going to speak on it, and I'm going to stand on it. Simple as that.
As you should. I'm the same kind of way.
Yeah.
But I might not speak on it. But if I say something about something, I'm going to stand on it. I'm not going to renege on something that I said. I feel like that's, you know, that's something that's very important. You know what I'm saying? Your word is everything. So
The word is your bond.
Yeah.
So yeah, stand on what you standing on. And ain't no going back from that.
I think for one, what Dave Chappelle is basically trying to convey, in my opinion, is, you know, when it comes to comedy, like, nobody's special. Like, everybody can get it. Like, that's what he basically trying to say. Like,
And that's really what it is. Anyway.
Well, comedians
Exactly.
used to always talk about everybody.
right.
There was nobody was off limits. Nobody.
And that's like, and that's even outside of comedy, though.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it shouldn't be no isolated, like, one person. Like, you shouldn't talk about the LGBT community at all.
But that's
in
not
a joking type of manner.
But that's
what
not
I'm
even
saying.
just with them. Like it's a lot of other people that take offense to what, like, women's rights. You got the feminist movement. You may say something about a female, then you got the feminists after you.
But
you may
just play devil's advocate, bro, if that's cool.
That was what they did with DMX after he passed away.
Yep.
Or what about, as you know, we all black men, we wouldn't want nobody joking about being black.
People joke about it all the time.
And people say something about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying, like, people joke about it all the time. Like,
But black people joking about it is okay.
white people joke about it too. Like, they'll be like,
We joke about them.
Right, we joke about them.
That's a fact. And that's what I'm saying. So like, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think that in stand up anybody should be safe. I agree with that statement.
Yes.
But I mean like just in general as people, I think that we all gotta be. I said this in an interview a couple weeks ago. I think that we all gotta learn to be more empathetic with each other on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like empathetic to the fact that we all need to learn more about one another. Empathetic to the fact that I might not understand what you know, living through and what you got going on. Empathetic to the fact that I might not want to agree with what you got. But we also have to be empathetic to the idea that somebody might have a different lifestyle or view of life than you might. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think just empathy is just something that we all need in the world, and if we all approach life with an empathy view or mindset, I think everything will iron itself out.
That's a perfect world you're speaking of.
But we don't live in that
world.
world.
We don't live in that world. So
Yeah.
that would never happen. You always gonna have somebody to oppose something that you said.
For sure, but if your opposition is with empathy, then like you might not agree with somebody the way that somebody lives.
Yeah.
You might not understand the way that somebody lives.
Yeah.
But if you are empathetic and understand that they have a right to live the way that they want to live, you might keep your opinions to yourself a little more.
No, I'ma still speak on it. I'ma say what I feel, but I'ma also, understand where you coming from. If you take offense to it, like, I get it.
Exactly. But that's what I mean though.
Yeah.
Like if you say something, but you're also empathetic to the fact that they have an opinion and they gonna be offensive, and that's cool. Then that's, you know what I'm saying. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But I just think that we just all need a little bit of empathy. You feel me? If that makes sense.
It does make sense, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you're always gonna have that one person that's like, I don't care.
That's a fact.
And
That's a fact.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it'll. I hope it'll get to that point one day, but it'll never get to that point because you're always gonna have that one.
That's a fact. I definitely agree.
And that's why I say it goes back to understanding. Just a level of understanding.
And
ain't nothing like an understanding.
It's nothing like it.
Ain't nothing like an
a
understanding.
little bit of straightening. What me gonna say?
As long as you willing to understand on both ends.
Right, you have to be willing,
Empathy.
but some people are not Yes, empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy. Some people are not willing to do that, so you're just wasting your time at the end of the day.
Is it really because you don't understand, like the person don't understand, or you feel like they don't understand?
They don't want to. They understand, but they don't want to. So some of them are intentionally doing it. Like, I don't want to get where you're coming from because my view of you, I'm just gonna stick to it.
Well, some people just want to be right.
Yes, and that too.
Some people just
I just feel like on both ends, yeah, people want to be right, but it's a point where you both gotta have the respect to understand where they are coming from, and both just agree to disagree.
I agree.
Because once y'all both agree to disagree, then everybody's better off that's in that conversation.
Really? Are you really better off? Because it could come up down the line.
It can.
Yeah, but
and it always does.
If you're willing to get to
It
that
could
point,
come up again down the line.
It always does.
but if you're willing to get to that point of, like we were just talking about, empathy, and willing to understand that we're just gonna agree to disagree, that'll always come to that point. It comes up down the line. We agree to disagree and keep it moving.
Right.
But at some
Who's
point,
gonna keep doing that
at
though,
some
bro?
point-
That gets tiring.
But that's what's beautiful about us as people, bro. That's the
That's
reason.
beautiful.
No, hear me out.
Okay.
The reason we was able to become what we are, like, think about this, bro. Animals, there's a lot of animals on this planet that's been around here a lot longer than we have.
Definitely.
They're still doing the exact same thing they were doing back then.
Right.
The reason we were able to evolve and become what we became, you know what I'm saying, and build these beautiful buildings, come up with these beautiful art forms, etc., technology, all of that, is because everybody had a different viewpoint. If everybody's walking around here trying to flip rocks and go eat and do stuff like that, we'd be in the same place. But somebody was like, man, I want to go build something. No, man, I want to draw. Nah, man, I want to do this. I think this is better. And because of that, we were able to be this. And I think that's very. I think individuality is very important.
That's true.
And I think, but that's why I say empathy, because like you said, there is never going to be a point in time that we all agree with the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have empathy and you like, yo, I understand that, and I respect the fact that you feel that way, and that's cool with me. On both sides of any situation, everything could be smooth. You know what
I'm saying? But again, you just ain't got those type of people that just don't want to go that route with you.
That's a fact. That's a
It's
fact.
like-
So
it's
now,
like
what do
that's-
you do with that?
Right,
That's
what do
the
you
question.
do? What
That's
do
the
you do?
$1 million question. What do you do with
What
that?
do you do with that?
I'm gonna. Hey, what Charlamagne be say? I'm gonna send you healing energy, and tell you to move about your day, my brother. You feel me? That's kind of how I do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm wish you well. I realize that we can't agree and we're gonna keep bumping heads, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna continue to argue or debate, not even argue, but like debate or disagree with you. Because I feel like at that point in time, it's not about gaining knowledge or understanding. Mm-hmm. It's about being stubborn and, like you said,
yes,
who's right.
Wanting to be right.
So
exactly.
You know
so
why?
I'm gonna just.
You know why I asked you this question?
Send you healing energy.
You know why I asked you that question?
What's up?
That's the number one problem why we can't have a legitimate black leader.
Do you think we need a leader?
Yes.
Why? What group of people in America has a leader?
Well, we need a leader because we can't unify as it is. Everybody else, they know how to unify. You got the Mexicans, you got the whites, you got every other culture. They unify. They look out for their own. We don't do that.
This is why I disagree with you, bro.
Oh, wow. Okay.
America is a melting pot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So there are people that are black who are like second generation Haitian.
True. That's true.
There are people that are black that are first generation African from Africa, like actually from Africa.
Actual Africans, yes.
What's important to them and their viewpoints on life, of my people that, you know, I come from a line of people that's been there for a very long time. I can trace my family line all the way back to slavery.
Okay.
So like, I think that because of that, our views might be different. And I think that's the beauty in America. You know what I'm saying? Is that America, you have a right to have a different opinion. You have a right to have a different viewpoint. And that's what make us the, you know, the great country and space that we are, because everybody different and we a melting pot. You can go have Mexican food, you can go get Italian food, you can go get Irish food or soul food at any place, because anybody coming to America saying, no, y'all gotta eat this.
So
you know what I'm saying?
So respectfully, what does that have to do with getting us as a people in this country progressively better?
I think that that's progress, and it's okay. I'm gonna put it to you like this. Peep this, bro.
Okay.
I got you.
Oh, okay.
We've always had forward progress. No matter all of the bumps and roads that America has thrown at us, we've always, as black people, had forward progress. Always.
Yeah.
Like, always. I'm going to show you in a short span of time how we've improved and grown.
Okay.
I'm from the hood, bro. I'm from out west Illinois.
No doubt.
My mom is from the hood.
No doubt.
My mom don't have a college degree. My dad didn't have a college degree. My grandmother don't have a college degree. My siblings have college degrees.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My cousin go to Yale. He's a writer. He one of the lead writers on Yale's newspaper.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
There you go.
His dad didn't go to college. His mom went to college. She didn't go to Yale.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that, bro, we still dealing with segregation today.
Yes,
Okay.
we are.
Okay, so we can agree with that.
Yes.
Overt, blatant segregation ended in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
60, 70s, yeah.
60.
Yeah.
Okay. In that time, you couldn't even be black drinking out of a water fountain.
No, you couldn't.
Nice.
Since then, we've had a black president and a black vice president.
We have.
Okay, my great-grandmother is almost 100. She never in her lifetime thought we'd see a black mayor, let alone a black president. The man who ran the country for 2 terms was a descendant of an African man.
I'm glad you brought that
You see
up.
what I'm saying?
I'm glad you.
So what? Hold on, my fault, bro.
No.
I got you.
Go ahead.
So basically, what I'm saying is representation is what makes us grow as people,
Okay.
and we're continuously growing with representation.
Okay.
And as we grow, in the 80s, it wasn't a bunch of black millionaires walking around.
Right.
So a lot of black millionaires walking around. As we grow and have knowledge as a people, we are growing. We don't all need to be on the same agenda and have the same opinions for us to grow. My cousin tried to come to me with this black leader stuff as well.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I don't think that we need somebody to lead us, because we all live in different lives. We all have different viewpoints and opinions on where things are different. In the 70s and 80s, that was important because most black people were poor. That ain't the same thing like not right now. And it's difficult to get people on the same accord when we all in different spaces in our lives. And I don't think that's necessary. I think what's necessary is improving our people and what our children see to move forward and be better.
So you saying we don't need a leader?
I disagree.
Who has a leader?
Because I was just about to ask you, if we don't need a leader, why do we have a president?
No, I'm saying we as black people
He's talking
don't need
about
a leader.
He's talking about us as a people.
So just as a community.
Yeah, as a culture.
And
like who's the Mexican leader? Who's the Irish
But
leader?
they know how to unify though. That's my point.
Do that?
Every day. Every time, I kid you not, every time I'm in like a Walmart or something and I'm around like a large number of Mexicans, they always go in the family unit. Mother, father, and kids. That's all day, every day.
But bro, I'm gonna point out you a couple reasons why we can't do that.
Why?
Every Mexican family not like that, and every person don't have the convenience
But that
to
could
be.
be looked at as a stereotype.
That's what I'm saying. Every person don't have the convenience of doing that. My parents couldn't all go to the grocery store with me because they was at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's kind of what I mean. Like, everybody's lifestyle is different. And I think that as long as you taking care of yourself, taking care of your children, and making sure that they the best version of themselves that they can be, if we keep doing that generationally, we're going to be better people.
So,
I don't think we need a leader for that.
So, currently, right now, you're okay with where the black community is right now?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I think we can always grow and improve. I'm never okay with anything. I'm not okay with my life, and I probably never will be. You know what I'm saying? I think there's always space for growth and improvement. But I think that if we continue to look at the progress that we've made in a very short amount of time as negative, that's only hindering the growth that we're going to have moving forward.
We made progress, no doubt. Not taking nothing away from that. But at the same token, there's still black families struggling to buy homes because of their race. There's still black men struggling to find a job because of their race. Jails are still filled with our people and the Mexicans.
You know, I get all of that, but sometimes it's the choices that we make.
Yeah.
True, but what about the people? What about the
choices?
What about the innocent folks, the ones who did nothing? Like you got a lot of innocent black men on death row right now that did nothing.
But you gotta understand this, bro. The system, these laws, everything that's in America was built off the backs of the intention that we were gonna always be slaves.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? In order to change those laws like, because we're talking about is something that's systemic. That's not even about a black leadership. That's about systemic racism. And in order to change that, we need representation in places where people are making laws. So like
what I'm saying, that's your leader. That's your leadership.
But I guess we were miscommunicated that, because I thought you meant like we need to have a sole leader of black people. But if you look at the like you said, we don't have any leaders. If you look at the representation of black people in the Senate, where laws are made, we are more represented than most other groups in America. There are more black people in the Senate and in the House of Representatives than there are Asian people.
Just now got to that.
But you know why that's significant? Because that's the progress that I'm trying to point out to you. It wasn't like that before. You know what I'm saying? And that's progress.
But they still can't get things like in order and solidified.
Bro,
they're still infighting amongst them.
But see, you talking about two different things now. Now you're talking about government and you're talking about racism. And those are places where those intertwine. But in the space that you say that we got to improve, as far as like representation in government, we're doing that. And that's something that, like I mentioned before, my grandmother didn't think would be possible. I think my mom and my dad's generation saw inklings of it with like the Harold Washingtons and Shirley Chisholms of the world. You feel me? But just inklings. If you really go sit down and look at the representation of black people in politics, is happening, bro. And it's happening fast. And in places that, like Georgia, for example. Georgia was historically a red state. Georgia historically had Caucasian representation. Not anymore. That's progress. You see what I'm saying? And I think if we don't applaud that progress, then we're going to lose sight of it. Because what's going to happen is we're going to look up 50 years from now and see the huge impact our generation made on our people, our culture, and America. And I think we got to appreciate that in the time we're in. You feel me?
So,
Go ahead.
Well, so what if I told you, what if they're doing that just to appease us black folks, to get us to shut up? We're going to give you X amount of senators, we're going to give you this black president, and we're going to give you this black mayor.
That's cool.
To shut you up.
That's cool.
Because we sick of hearing your mouth. We sick of hearing you saying, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. All right, cool. We're going to go ahead and let you have it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. You know why that's important, though? Because now my son going to grow up and see, dang, we just had a black mayor. My daughter, I don't have no kids, but in the future, we had a black female mayor in Chicago. We've had 2 black mayors in Chicago, almost 3 for real, if you think about it.
Right.
We've had a black president. We've had black senators who are very, very vocal. Like AOC is very, very vocal. She's mixed, but she's Hispanic. But you know what I'm saying? Like there are senators who are very, very vocal and are black and are doing things. And I think that representation is important so they can see that our kids can be that when they grow up. And so Willie Mays used to say what he did for baseball wouldn't have been possible if Jackie Robinson didn't take the beatings.
True.
Somebody got to come in and be that representation and not do amazing because they have to be the representation. But it's going to be somebody after them that's going to come in and be like, oh yeah, we've been here for a while, and this is what we're doing different now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we're doing it. I think that we are in an amazing place as black people. I think that I think we're going to amazing. But if you think about it, American culture is black culture. We sway black culture.
Every
I mean, we sway American culture.
Not just American culture. It's the world.
It's
the
fact
world.
that we don't understand that.
You don't think we do?
We don't. We don't.
I'm gonna prove to you we do. We just earlier in this show talked about cancel culture. We created that off the back of the understanding of the power of our culture. So how don't we understand that?
That's
You see
cancel
what I'm
culture,
saying?
but we talking across the board. We talking music, TV, media, all that. If we did,
But that's what I'm
we
saying.
wouldn't be in the position that we in now.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I disagree. Because I'm saying, like, if cancel culture was created because of the understanding of the power and that we had and influence we had on culture. If we say you're canceled because we influence culture so much, you're canceled. We created that off the understanding of the influence that we have on the culture. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that we outwardly talk about it all the time, but we understand. You know what I'm saying? If you think about all of the Karens, that we created that off the back of the understanding of of the influence we have on culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Wiz.
Yeah, but we got like 5 minutes left.
No, y'all good. My fault. We ain't having a whole conversation. I appreciate. I appreciate this convo.
You just gotta come back, man. You just gotta.
Hey,
you gotta come back for part 2.
Man, I'm always trying to come back, man. Hey, matter of fact, while we here, before we got 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
I got a new project coming very, very soon. I'm working out the little particulars. It's called Second Act. It's gonna be coming very, very soon. Get my cover art done. Get some music videos done for y'all. It's gonna be fire. And then, if it's cool with y'all, when that drop, I'd love to come back. You know what I'm saying? And then we can have more of these conversations.
We can finish,
Yeah, because I love this, bro. My bro Mojo always tell me that I'm always kind of having these conversations. So I love to be able to have intellectual conversations with other black men, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Go ahead and give out some social media as well.
Oh man, it's super sweet, man. Like I say, I go by WAN00. That's because my name Juan, and I always keep it 100 with y'all. You can follow me on social media sites at keepit_100. That's WAN00. Listen to me on all major streaming platforms. Just search my name, WAN00. It's 100, man.
That's what's up, man. Y'all can follow me on my Instagram at DJ_D_WHIZZ. Again, that is DJ_D_WHIZZ.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DJ Key Product, and go like me on Facebook, DJ Key Product.
You can follow me all the way to NASA in Houston.
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
go to space. I got me a home over there in Jupiter.
Yeah, whenever you take
Or-
those
or-
fields, he go
yeah.
there.
Yes.
Or you can just follow him on Instagram at Jay the Diplomat.
Yes, sir.
You
Facebook,
can't.
J-Way.
You can do that. I don't know if I'm gonna follow back. I don't know.
He followed back in,
I don't know.
Hey, man, I really appreciate y'all giving me this opportunity, man. This was amazing.
I know,
Appreciate
bro.
the
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
the conversation,
We-
brother.
Man, we love the conversation. Like I
Man.
said, part 2 is on the way.
Part 2
Yes,
coming.
sir. Definitely.
Definitely. Yo, but it's your boy DJ D Wiz.
I am the Honorable DJ Key Product.
I'm 4th of July.
And this 100, man, coming to your speakers.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. We'll see y'all We'll see y'all tomorrow, matter of fact.
Yeah,
So,
tomorrow.
stay tuned. We got the homie Mula coming out
The Moolah Go Crazy show.
at 18.
Yeah.
So make sure
Yeah.
y'all stay tuned.
Yer.
Until then, we gone.